Welcome back to the Be a Man podcast, where we encourage men to be better men. Let's get into it. Welcome back to the Be a Man podcast. This is your midweek word. The last few weeks, we've had some interviews. At this time during the week, I've just had a lot of things going on right now. Just trying to develop some different things. I've been working on a website where we can kind of consolidate all this information we're throwing out there, and I want to develop some more resources for you as we go into the new year. So look for that in 2023 as I look to launch those. I'm going to have resources, recommended books, recommended podcasts, other things. You can go pick up some Be a Man gear. Go look at those things. You can contact me if you want to come on for an episode. There's so many things that I want to do with that. I'm looking at doing a weekly, just kind of a quick five websites I found or links to some articles I found really helpful this week, or just maybe a podcast I heard that you might really enjoy, or a YouTube video that I just think really speaks to manhood or culture or the challenge before us, whatever, whatever's out there that I've been reading or that I think you might find helpful. I want to share those things with you so you can have those resources as well. But look for that in 2023. I'm really excited to really just dive into this more, and I think you're going to enjoy it as well. I hope as this comes out on Tuesday, you have whatever midterm election you have, that you have gone out, you've done your civil duty and voted for whomever you would like to. And I think it's a huge opportunity we take for granted often here in America, because not every country has this right to vote freely, and you may have different theories and all those things on it, and I could go on a deep rabbit trail into the conspiracy side of things there, but I'm not going to right now. I hope that you get out, you do your thing, and something has been on my mind recently, and two things actually, and I want to get into those a little bit tonight. And I'm just shooting off the cuff tonight. There's nothing I'm reading. There's nothing I have necessarily planned, but just some thoughts I've had recently. And, I was talking with our youth group kids, teenagers, we talk with every week, and I teach. And, I brought up this concept of character last night. And I think right now in our society, as we vote and as we just look at that opportunity we have, we've lost how valuable that is. We've lost the price that was paid so that we might have this opportunity. I think about George Washington. He's been on my mind a lot lately. He, there's a lot of different theories out there. Some say he was a Christian, some say he wasn't. What I've read is that most of his life he wasn't, but many say there was at one point a turning. There was like a switch flipped, and they don't talk about it a lot, but those who were around him, they knew when that moment was, because he was a totally different man. And it's just interesting to read. But when I think about character, when I think about courage, Washington definitely comes to mind. As he is staring out at the Delaware, as he is seeing the ice, the cold, the fact that he is losing the war, the fact that many generals want him out, that he had lost confidence in many of his soldiers, and the fact that he knew that the only risk he could take, the biggest momentum shift that he could take, was to cross that Delaware and to do something that I think we've lost in society, and that is to take risk, to have courage, and to follow through. I think it's easy just to say someone else will do it. It's easy just to say, man, I'm just too tired. It's easy just to say, I just don't feel like it today, right? And I think for us, as we consider becoming better men, we look at Washington and we see a man who, despite all the odds, took on the risk, embraced the risk, and crossed. And that was the battle that really turned the war and why we get the freedoms we have today, and especially to vote today. And I think for us as men, we need to be better risk takers. We need to be people who calculate the risk. Definitely. We know the cost. We know what is at stake if we do or if we don't. We're not going into it blindly, but we need to be challenged. We need to keep challenging ourselves. I think as men, we need that thing that we can really focus our minds on and pursue that task. And, for some, it may be exercise. Maybe it's hitting the gym. Maybe it's learning a new hobby. Maybe it's, doing something new or working on something new, or, just pursuing something that is going to involve some type of risk that gets us off the couch, that gets us motivated, that helps us see something that needs to be done, and we do it. And that requires discipline. We have to have the discipline that will see us through there, that there are going to be days when we don't want to do it, but we do it anyways because that is what we do as men. We don't succumb to our feelings, our emotions. I think God has given us emotions. God has given us feelings, and they're good things. It's good to be angry about certain things. It's good to love certain things. It's good to be sorrowful, mournful. It's good to be afraid sometimes. There's certain things you see that, that copperhead under that rock, and it's starting to turn around and come at you. It's good to be afraid. God has given us emotions to warn us, and they should be used well. But the issue is when the emotions no longer serve us, but we serve them. And it's easy to give in. It's easy to succumb. It's easy to just say, man, I just don't feel like it today, right? Even though we know it needs to be done. It's easy to say those things, but it's much harder. It takes a lot more risk to say, yeah, but it needs to be done. I need to do this. I need to get this done. I need to show myself that I'm going to see it through no matter what. I love weightlifting for that reason. I don't always feel like lifting. I don't always feel motivated to lifting. And often it just takes the discipline. It takes the discipline to say, yeah, I need to do this today. I need to see this. Maybe I'm not going to hit any new, highs on the bar, on the bench press. But what I am going to do is I'm going to go ahead and do it. And I know tomorrow I'm going to be stronger because of it. And I also know I have, eyeballs watching me. Kids watching me see something through, even though I may not want to do it today. They see that there's discipline involved, and that when we are disciplined, we are rewarded for it. I'm going to be stronger because I saw it through. I kept going. I calculated the risk, and it was worth it to keep pressing on. So I want to encourage you to press on, to take on risk, and to have the discipline to see it through. It won't always be easy. It won't always be something you feel, air quotes, like you want to do, but it will be worth it. And as we enter this holiday season, I've been excited. I love Thanksgiving. I love Christmas. I love this time of year. It's very busy, but it's very fun with the kids, especially. And just, we start seeing some snowfalls and all, although I'm done with it by January, but we put up the tree and the traditions and the ornaments and the tradition and the memories that come, and just remembering as a kid what it was like, on Christmas morning, and seeing grandparents and all those different cool things that were fun to do as a kid. And you get to see that now in your own kids. And, it's just building those memories. And I think as we enter this holiday season, let's be purposeful. How are we going to grow spiritually during this holiday season? How are we going to grow mentally? And then how are we going to grow physically? It's easy just to say, I'll just get to it in January. But if we're not purposeful, if we're not trying to really have a plan and take this on, then we're going to fail and we're going to regret it. one thing I've been working on this holiday season is really just making sure I don't regret this time of year. I'm extremely busy with work and different things this time of year that happen, and it's easy to get so caught up in it that I forget how much fun and how valuable and the memories that are made. And I have purposed myself to really just take each moment as they come and to enjoy them this year. I have goals spiritually in my own personal reading, and in a group of men I'm working with right now, just to continue to grow and closer to the Lord this time of year. And I think that's a good goal for you as well. Mentally, I'm working out harder than what I have in the past, just to keep that mental fog from, taking over as it does many times this time of year. And I think that will help as we go into this holiday season. And, physically, it's the same with the weightlifting. It just, I want to go into it not saying I'm going to blow it, or I'm going to eat too much, or, well, it's just, it's the holidays. I can do whatever I want and I'll just work on it. No, we'll regret every moment of it come January if you don't focus on it now. And I'm purposefully going into it with a plan of how I'm going to eat, how I'm going to attack all those things, how I want this end of the 2022 to go. And I want to challenge you, men, to have a plan about how you are going to attack the rest of this year. You've got a few weeks left in November. You've got a month left in December. How are you going to attack it? How are you going to stay true, to stay faithful spiritually, physically, and mentally? What is your plan? If you don't have one, make one. Work on one. If you need help working on one, or you have questions on what that might look like, shoot me a message, DM me on Instagram or Twitter or wherever you want to. I'm more than happy to walk through that with you. I actually thoroughly enjoy doing that. I am a planner by nature. I love the ins and outs of it. I am a, I like outlines. I like those types of things. When we go on vacation, I'm the person who likes to have an agenda, likes to have a plan of what we're going to do and see. It's very hard for me, even though I have relaxed on that a little bit, because my wife doesn't like doing that, to just, let's just take it as it comes. But I enjoy that planning process. I enjoy doing that with you, and I would love to do that with you. So shoot me a message. We'll dive into that, and all my contact info is there in the description under this. But have a plan. Be purposeful in what you're going to do to finish out this year. Just don't try to wing it, as a lot of people do. You will fail. Winging it hardly ever works. Have a plan. Make the most of this time of year. Enjoy this time of year. Take some risks, calculated risk. Have courage, have character. Go into it knowing that you are going to be and finish this year being successful. Just think how much more you will enjoy 2023 knowing you ended 2022 on a successful note. Just think about that. You will enjoy it so much more, and it will propel you and give you the motivation you need to just keep making strides next year. So go into it with a plan. Have it be purposeful. If you need help, reach out. That's why I'm here. I'd love to talk it through with you. Later this week, I'm going to have an interview dropping with Andrew Dollar. Awesome guy. I think you're really going to enjoy that conversation. We get into a little bit of everything with concerning manhood and some of the challenges we see today, but also some challenges on how to overcome them and be more purposeful in what we're doing as men. So I think you're really going to enjoy that. So check that out on Thursday. Again, all that stuff will be posted on all my feeds, but you can always go onto the description, that link tree description. You can follow me on Instagram, follow me on Twitter. There's some others on there as well, Facebook, all those types of cool things. You can listen on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon has some links there now too. Stitcher, I think, is on there now too. Good Pods, all those. or you can watch on YouTube. And wherever you watch, like it, subscribe, all those, rate it 5-star, whatever, review if you enjoy the episode, if you enjoy the podcast, the videos. I would greatly appreciate that. It helps with the algorithms, get all these things going out there more. But most of all, what I ask is that you share it with a friend. If everyone shared it with a friend, we'd just be blowing up. And my goal is to give men a platform to share and encourage other men so that we might be better men. So with that, I want to encourage you, go this week, be purposeful, be a better man this week, and trust that the process is going to play out. And trust that you're going to be purposeful in everything you do, and that you will be a better man because of it. So with that, have a great week. I'll see you again on Thursday. And I hope the midterms go well like you are planning. And I'm encouraged by you. I get more and more encouraged every time I do one of these, that this is worth it. We're in a battle. We're fighting. Sometimes it's a physical warfare, sometimes it's a spiritual warfare. Either way, I'm encouraged that I'm not alone. Other men are not alone. You are not alone. We're in the battle together, and I think we can encourage other men to be better men.